After a whole month, I am back in this mod. Probably not for long though, because I have more exams coming up. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Equestria at War A to Z, where we will be finally playing the long-awaited nation of Azir. You guys have been asking for this country for so long. Unfortunately, I need to go in alphabetical order, but it's finally here. You guys have been hyping up this nation so much. I am genuinely so excited to play. I am recording this video during the April Fool's update. As you can see, we got Herald and the Beast here. If you guys didn't know, this April Fool's update is actually based off of a crossover with an EU4 mod called Anbenar. Unfortunately, I can't have the April Fool's update enabled because it messes with Azir's focus tree, which is unfortunate, I know, but hey, a plus side is I don't have to look at those stupid yaks anymore. Nothing against yaks, of course, but this just feels so much more colorful even though it's just a guy looking over a city. Yo, wait a minute, 1444. I actually didn't notice that. That's a really cool reference to EU4. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. We are on the road to 2,000 subscribers now. It really helps the channel and it tells me that you guys want to see more of what I'm doing. Oh yeah, guys, stick around to the end of this video because I have some news regarding the future of this series. Hint, this isn't the last nation that starts with the letter A. Alright, new game, Zebrica, let us go. Azir! For chaos sake, we are leaving historical AI focuses off. I have explored the April Fool's update a tiny bit, so the only two things I really know are Tobuck and Wing Barty, which I'll show you in a minute. Alright, we are in. I got y'all's instructions. Thank you to you guys in the comments and my boy Connoisseur, who is a dev for this mod. Shout out to you, man. You've been a big help in a lot of my videos. As you guys can see, Azir has absolutely nothing. We can't even do our focus tree. We literally only have primitive weapons researched and nothing else. We have no factories, no manpower, and a single undersupplied division. Our development all at their minimum, except for poverty for some reason, though that might be because we're a country of merchants. So how do we unlock the main content, you may ask? Well, step one is to sit here and do absolutely nothing for 2 whole years. I'm not kidding. The first part of this game will be a waiting game until an event pops up. Oh yeah, before we start, I wanted to go over some things you guys have been talking about in the comments. The first of which is some of y'all were talking about Abyssinia and Aquileia. I would like to address now that I will not be playing these two nations because, well, they start with the letter K at the beginning of the game. I'll be sure to get to them then, but as you guys can probably tell, that's gonna take a few years. But while we're over here, let's quickly address the rest of the April Fool's update. We just straight up got Italy here. Wing Barty is gone. We have human portraits. All the focus tree icons have been replaced by humans. Instead of me with Piccolini, it's actually just me with Mussolini. So from what I understand about the April Fool's update, please correct me if I'm wrong, especially anyone out there who's played Anbenar. Essentially, the sun stops moving in the middle of the sky, and then a sun elf comes out of nowhere and takes over Tobuck. And at the exact same time, Princess Celestria disappears to the Anbenar world. It's kind of like a swap, because now we have two nations in both mods that take over like their entire continents in 3 seconds. I'll see if I can pull up some of the crossover on the Anbenar side, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be playing the April Fool's update. Even when I get to Tobuck, I don't even know if I want to do the April Fool's update because I'd rather stick with this material. If anything, the only secret nation I'm going to be playing is Azir, unless there's another one you guys haven't told me about. Oh, one final thing. Cheating allegations. Specifically on this series for some reason. Somebody pointed out in a few of my videos that my tank divisions were called crack unit. And the thing is that a crack unit can only spawn if you use the division spawning tool in the tool pack. But that's not actually why my divisions were called crack units. And don't get me wrong, they're right. My tanks were called crack units. But here's why. If you go to the division designer and make an empty template, when you save the template, it'll automatically set to crack unit. It's not a bug. It's the fact that all the nations I've played so far don't have tank technology. And most of them don't even have content to begin with. Because of that, they don't have any name presets, meaning every time I make a division, it'll be called the crack units. And on top of that, in both instances they called me out, they saw me deploy the division. I know at least one of those people who called me out are watching this video right now. Yes, it makes me mad when people say something that aggravates me, but hey, we're just humans. We all make mistakes, especially me right now who's about to AFK for 2 years. All right, let's watch the clock roll. What am I even supposed to do? Should I just commentate on world affairs right now? Like, I don't know what to do. Oh yeah, I just realized there was an aesthetic change to Equestria at War as well. Like, look, there's more darker borders and darker coastlines, which at first I didn't think really looked right because it looked weird against the FPS map ocean, but then I turned off FPS map and realized that looks even worse. Honestly, I got used to it pretty quick. It actually looks really good now that I think about it. Oh my god, our entire country only has 100,000 people in it. You know what? This is actually pretty relaxing, just watching the world burn as I sit here and do absolutely nothing. Ooh, some non-historical stuff going on. Civil War in Alenia and the Carthaginian Republic. It's 10:08 now. The Great Lakes are now blowing up. It seems the national state's gonna win the Arabian Civil War. Carthaginian and Anolenian civil wars are over, and Second Achillean revolution. Oh my god, it's Big Sister! This is the first time I've ever seen the AI actually do Mersoc. Oh, look at the 4 departments, dude. I actually read 1984 last year. It was a pretty good book. If I'm not wrong, the first event should pop up in October. We're about to see, I guess. Oh, I just realized we have no decisions except for get me out, Azir. Oh, it actually built supply hubs in my country because the only freaking infrastructure we have is at our capital. Never mind, we don't have that either. Yes, the event. Okay. Tales from the Dunes. Dear Diary, after a long and arduous journey, today the caravan finally arrived at our destination, the oasis town of Azir. However, calling it a town is rather generous. It is a mere collection of tents surrounding a small marketplace, yet it is the largest settlement in the region. Well, that just explains how uncivilized we are, because I'm pretty sure we are literally just a bunch of trading tribes, if I'm not wrong. Oh, speaking of which, I haven't explored my government yet. Okay, so we have our leader right here, Tin Xenon. We are ruled by a tribal chiefdom. This form of government is composed of numerous traditional kinship groups that are often called tribes. While a central government may exist, it is usually weak and rules its subject indirectly. Slave-based economy, yeah. Alright, back to what we were reading. Okay, so what I'm getting from this is that we are a traveler from Equestria and we have a guide with us. After a brief rest, I headed to my own destination, the mysterious ruins not far from the settlement. Okay, so we're exploring some ruins. Towering monoliths of dark stone buried within the sand, weathered by countless centuries. I could already see that the ruins were scattered everywhere. It was a veritable treasure trove for an archaeologist such as myself. Oh, we're an archaeologist, okay. While exploring, however, I stumbled upon a most remarkable object hidden under a pile of rubble, a perfectly round crystal sphere. When I asked about the ball, the guide said that it was a treasure that had been lost for centuries. We managed to retrieve it from the rubble fully intact. It was a truly marvelous item. Looking into it felt like staring into an abyss. Okay. And now we wait for the next event. Man, we don't even have any advisors. Like, oh my god. A month later, we got the mystery. Returning to civilization was a relief, though somehow the heat was even worse in the city of Carthage than it had been in Azir. Okay, so we're in Carthage now, which is the capital of the Carthaginian Republic. I headed straight to the local university. I had to confirm if my guide was correct about what he said about the crystal ball. Was it truly a magical artifact? Could it truly be used to open the sealed tomb? Unfortunately, the Zebras knew even less about the ruins and the crystal ball than I did. This was disappointing, but after I left the university, I met with my guide again. He told me that if I really wanted to learn more about the ball, I would have to talk to certain knowledgeable goats. He gave me a list of 6 strange names, saying they were the only ones who could answer my questions. I have to find a way to contact them and meet them in person. I am determined to do so. The mystery of the crystal ball must be solved. So we're just traveling around the globe now? Okay. This is some nice background to what I assume is the secret path. And it's 10:09 now. Alright, back home. It was good to finally be back in Canterlaw, yet I did not get to rest as I had a presentation to hold. Many respectable ponies had gathered to hear me tell about my discovery in the Zebhara Desert. Even Princess Twilight Sparkle was there. We got the main character energy on us now. However, I did not tell anybody about the crystal ball or about the things my donkey guide had told me. I felt like I needed more information on this subject matter before I could talk about it in public. Therefore, I have decided to head out as soon as possible to meet with one of the goats who apparently can tell me more about the crystal ball. After some deliberation, I decided to first visit... Oh, it's this event! So basically, I need to visit 6 locations where I assume I have to meet all 6 goats. The reason I know about this is because if one of these 6 locations falls, I will be locked out of the event chain. So first thing we gotta do is go over to the Jackie clan before the Yakistanis take them out. Yakistan died, so I was a bit worried, but the event popped up anyway, so I think we're good. The editor arrived in the East Roast Forest to talk to Abram, who works as a news editor for the government. Interesting. The goat was happy to meet me, even though he was busy at work. Officially, he was an editor, but in truth, he was a living paper shredder. Once he finished his meal, we talked much about my discoveries. He told me that I had not truly discovered the ruins, as the goats had always known they were there. Other races were unaware of its existence because any records about it had been thoroughly erased. He claimed the ruins were over 5,000 years old, and while I was doubtful, it would not surprise me if this was the truth. He said he wanted to see the ball himself, to see if I was being honest. Working as an editor had made him skeptical, apparently. Oh shoot, okay, next destination. Let's go with Oscar and the Holy Caterin Council. The Oculist. Ah, it's all the goats' occupations. I asked various griffins about the whereabouts of Oscar. No one seemed to recognize the name and hadn't even seen any goats except for one priest. She told me where Oscar lived, saying that he was an oculist, providing theological advice to the local priesthood with extensive knowledge of the arcane. Oscar was not interested in meeting me until I mentioned the sphere. I told him what my guide said and he confirmed it was all true. The crystal ball could be used, but it would require 6 goats. Then it would grant a vision of the key to the tomb. If this is true, then the ball itself cannot open the tomb, but it is needed for it nevertheless. Alright, final location, Central Zebrica Empire, literally right next to us. The genius. The home of Rachel was more of a makeshift workshop or laboratory. She was an inventor, apparently with an ingenious mind. When she saw me, she immediately started asking questions about who I was and why I was there. I ended up explaining many details about my life before I even got to talk about the ruins and the crystal ball. She said that obviously somebody wanted me to find the ball. It was a valuable artifact and would have been stolen centuries ago if it had always been buried in the rubble. When I asked why someone would have wanted me to find it, she said they wanted me to find a way to open the tomb because something valuable was there. She did not say who they were or why they wanted the tomb to be open, but said she was eager to find out what was inside it and would do everything she could to help with the task. Okay, that's all 3 locations, but there are 6, so I assume there's about to be 3 more? Yes, 3 more. Asterion, Buffalo Chiefdom, and Lambet. Let's go to Buffalo Chiefdom. The Shaman! Giles came out of the tent as soon as he heard us and almost attacked us, shaking a long stick threateningly. Thankfully, the Buffalo calmed him down and told that I wanted to meet him. Now that I was alone with the Shaman, I told him about the crystal ball, and he immediately became much more curious. He began rambling of the bygone days, back when his race had ruled the world. He said that the ruins I found were Tambelon, the ancient capital of goat kind. Wait, hold on, I'm learning MLP lore. Are the goats the ancestors of all the species on this planet? He told of an old prophecy. When the stars would one day align, the city would be restored to its former glory. This was all nonsense, obviously, but he was filled with the desire to see the ball himself, so we arranged a meeting for the future. Oh, so by the end here, are we gonna have all 6 of the goats come over to Equestria? Let's head to Asterion before Italy decides to do something funny. Oh, wow. Thanks, Italy, for going democratic. Jeez, man, I just wanted to see Mussolini for once. The organizer. I arrived in the bustling port of Astor's Landing looking for Randy. I've heard that this wouldn't be so hard as he works for a relatively famous minotaur known as Iron Will. I told everything to Randy. He seemed amused that a pony had found one of the most precious artifacts of his race. He told me that a pony had actually been responsible for the downfall of his kind, though he did not hold a grudge over ancient events. He half-jokingly said that they now needed a pony, and I was the one who could redeem ponykind for their actions. Wait, so am I getting this right? Goat kind used to rule the world, but then they collapsed, became obscure, and now they're one of the lesser-known races? That's really interesting. Finally, Lambet. Alright, the priest! I approached and asked if he was Gore. He nodded, his emotionless face keeping his thoughts hidden. I continued to speak, explaining why I had come here, yet still there was no sign of emotion on his face. Only when I mentioned the crystal ball did he finally grin. Jeez, okay, this ball must be incredibly important. He said that with the orb, the bell could be found. Apparently, it was the key to the tomb that I had heard about earlier. It had been hidden away thousands of years ago, yet goats still knew how to find it. He spoke we should recover the object quickly because the tomb could only be opened on a certain date. I had to convert it to the equestrian calendar, the 9th of September, 1009, which is next month. I did not understand everything, and clearly Gore was hiding something, but I needed him and he needed me, so we agreed to cooperate. Only this way could the mystery be uncovered. I guess it's about time for the final event, and then I guess something happens? We'll see. Oh, here it is, a vision! All 6 goats gathered in the pony's room. They introduced themselves to each other, happy to meet other members of the widespread ghost diaspora. While the archaeologist brought out the well-hidden spear, it was covered by a blanket as he placed it on the table. The 6 approached closer, going completely silent as they eagerly anticipated seeing the treasure. In a dramatic move, the pony unveiled it. The 6 gasped in amazement. The 6 stood around it in a circle, each of them closing their eyes and placing a hoof on its smooth surface. They began bleeding loudly. As they bleated, the orb became alive. Shadows grew within it, and a yellow eye formed at its heart. The eye's horizontal and rectangular pupil expanded and granted a vision. An ancient bell, magically sealed within a cavern atop a very tall snowy mountain. The 6 began to argue what the vision had shown. There were many tall mountain peaks in the world, so the bell could be located at any of them. They were unable to decide, so ultimately the pony used his intelligence and his knowledge of the world to provide a suggestion of where to go searching for the bell. So we got 3 options: Solar Spike and Griffinstone, Mount Everhoof in Crystal Empire, and Tagi Gohur in Gargolia. Part of me wants to bet Mount Everhoof because something based off of Mount Everest should have something, right? So yeah, let's go with that. Oh shoot, the forest. Okay, we were camping and we're under attack by whatever the hell you call this thing, an Ophiotaurus? How do we deal with it? How do we deal with it? This is the most obvious one. That's a terrible idea. That's also a terrible idea. This one doesn't sound too bad. I'm gonna drive away with fire. Guys, I think we're a bit past the date. Okay, I'm gonna say the event chain broke. I'm gonna redo that decision. Alright, we're gonna fight back this time. Okay, that didn't work either. Is the event bugged? I hope it isn't. Maybe we'll just go to Solar Spike, the sacred mountain. The 6 and 1 began to climb. Unfortunately, a griffin saw this and was outraged at this act of defilement. Soon a fight broke out, during which the shaman was dragged away by flying griffins and thrown down into the rocks, which split his skull. With this character's death, the threat of prophecy is served. I think I just lost the game. Yep, I messed up. Okay, let's try Tagi Ho. Are you kidding me? I didn't even get an event. We just died. What the hell? So we are meant to go to Mount Everest. Let's try the mating call. Oh my freaking god. Oh. The Guardian. So basically, we're climbing up the mountain and this guy isn't letting the pony through. What do we do? Okay, which one of these wacky decisions do we do? We're gonna make noise. That's gonna kill one of us. That's also gonna kill one of us. I'm clicking the last one. There's actually no chance that worked. Oh my god. Oh, wait, never mind. I think we died. Oh my god. Yeah, we died. Oh my god. Dude, there's so much trial and error. I don't even know what that event was about. I think we just got attacked by a mystical beast. And all that from asking about a bell. Alright, you know what? Sneak him past while he's asleep. Oh my fucking god. So we either threaten him with a weapon or bury him in an avalanche. It better not be bury him under an avalanche because I'm threatening him with a weapon. If it's bury him in an... Oh my god, there's no way. That's the worst option! That is literally the worst option! Also, is this supposed to be referencing something, this Augur thing? Is this the 6 goats? Did they turn into a monster or something? I don't understand what this story is saying. Oh, did the protagonist die? Is that what they're saying here? Alright, bury him under an avalanche. Duh. How does this go? How does this go? Rusty Bucket was no longer an obstacle, even if the pony archaeologist felt sorry for him. No explanation. We move past it. He's just dead. I am so pissed right now. Another one! Oh my god, just get me to the secret path. Maybe this is the secret path. Y'all just make me do those choose your own path fiction books. There's a cavern on the other side of a chasm. How do we get across? Climb down the That is the stupidest idea I have ever heard. Find a way across the what the hell do you think we're trying to do, man? Jump? Bro, all these ideas are terrible. Levitate a rope across with magic? Bro, what? You know what? Fuck it. We're climbing on the other side. Oh my god, bro, I'm actually about to slam my hand against this table. Bro, what am I even doing anymore? We're jumping, bro. That better not work, bro. I swear to... What? My game just crashed. All right, it's the next day. I just couldn't. All right, let's just find a way around the chasm. Maybe that'll work. Please don't be the answer. Thank God. Wait, so what? Oh my God, it crashed again. By the way, in that time span where I was sleeping, both Stayuki and Cool Tuxedo uploaded the April Fool's update, and I'm just sitting here. Wait, so you're telling me the answer was to levitate a rope across I know the main pro tag is a pony, but like, I didn't think all of them had that powerful of like magic spells, you know? All right, new event, only took 12 hours. We're not going back on this, let's do it. The 9th is coming up. The 9th is now. I think I clicked the wrong event, guys. Oh my goodness. Oh wait, no, the bell tolls? So basically, the seal to the bell can only be opened by the pony. Hesitantly, the pony nodded and his horn began to glow, yet nothing happened. He realized this would be harder than anticipated. More and more energy was poured into his horn until almost all of his magical power was being unleashed. A minuscule gap was torn open in the magical force field. Rachel immediately inserted a telescopic grabber into it, extending it fully. She pulled it back, but the bell could not fit through the hole, so she yelled at the pony to open it more. He screamed and pushed all of his strength into his magic. The gap opened a little, just enough for the bell to fit through. Rachel pulled it out and the pony collapsed unconscious. The gap closed instantly. Alright, okay, I see you, game. Let's see what's next. Okay, for some reason, the next event won't fire, so I'm just gonna restart a new save file and do absolutely nothing for those first 3 years.
6.5 hours later.
Oh my God, finally, dude! Okay, I found the issue. The reason that this event didn't pop up for me is because I was reacting to the events too slowly. You need to click the correct decision before the day you got the event ends. So for example, if you get an event on March 2nd, you need to click one of the choices before it hits March 3rd. It was all about timing. Oh my goodness, the ritual. The pony's strength was gone for days afterwards. After traveling in agony, he was back at the ruins. The 6 had brought him there without him even realizing. He was carried deep within the ruins to a familiar room. The tomb is a lie, the familiar donkey guide said to him. He who never died needs no tomb. This is an altar. It became dark as the sun set once more. The alignment is about to commence, Guile shouted. Prepare the ritual. The bell tolled. The pony was placed upon a slab. The oculus drew out a curved knife. Bleeding began. The bell tolled. The knife entered the pony's chest. He had no strength to scream. Oh, no. Wait, so the main character was a sacrifice this whole time? The oculus consumed the heart? The stars aligned. The eye watched. What? Ruins began to shift and change. Dunes began to vanish. Fallen pillars stood again. Collapsed roof repairs themselves. Tambelon had returned to the primary dimension after being banished for so long. The father smiled as his summoners prostrated themselves before his presence and offered him the bewitching bell. The bell tolls for us all. Oh my, what's about to happen? Azir gets changed to Tambelon. Additional population 100,000. Supremacist party will be now called Grogarist. Communist party will be called traitors. Harmonic called heretics. Non-aligned cowards. Set number of research slots to 0. Supremacist becomes ruling party. Changes national focus tree to Tambelon. Okay, the bell tolls for us all. Oh, new flag. Oh, Groger. What? Oh, that is terrible and amazing at the same time. Oh my god. Tyrannical Magocracy. Magocracy is the rule of spellcasters, often unicorns, where magical talent is the most valued asset. And a tyrannical Magocracy, mighty sorcerers lead the government, and the nation's people are considered of secondary importance to the advancement of magical research. Disarmed nation. We're on a closed economy. We still have a slave-based economy, and where did this guy come from? Look at the folks tree. What are these icons? Oh, this is cool. Oh, that's a lot of expansion. That is a lot of expansion. Oh my god, we're taking the whole continent. Why is the only focus we can do in the middle of the, you know what? Okay, the return of Tambelon. The bell is rung and the banishment has been undone. Tambelon has returned and so has the Father. Soon the rule of the goats shall return as well. This marks the beginning of a new era. The Ouroboros rotates once again. What? The return of Tambelon. Strange news are coming out of the Sahara Desert. Word has spread about a grand city appearing out of thin air and caravan routes being cut off. Local zebra nomads are fleeing the area, rambling about an ancient evil returning. They are in a state of shock and keep repeating one word over and over. Tambelon. The bell tolls for us all. Dude, what is happening, bro? We are now Tambelon. Oh my god, this is about to be so cool. Groger stood upon the balcony of the highest tower in Tambelon and surveyed his realm. The bright sun shone upon the scorching sands of the Sahara Desert. He remembered how this land had once been fertile and green, and now it was a wasteland. Perhaps one day flowers would blossom here once again. Soon the 6 heroes entered the balcony and knelt before him. He already knew their names: Gore, Randy, Oscar, Giles, Abram, and Rachel. The lesser races have failed to find unity and squabble amongst themselves. Some of your monsters still roam the land to this day and nobody has managed to exterminate them yet. The fools are obsessed with technology rather than magic. If we plan to reclaim our world, then we must be better than the barbarians. You no longer need the aid of technology. It is time for goats to once more become the masters of magic. There is much work to be done, and we get all the goats as advisors. Look how much political power we've gained, and I can now get all of these guys. They're decent. Never mind. They're all default advisors. Hey, I still get my silent workhorse. I'll get that guy. Why do we have a chief of navy? Who invited a chief of navy to a desert nation? Okay, new focus. Oh, the focus tree expands outward? Oh, that's weird, but I like it. Oh my god. The all-seeing eye? I'm not gonna lie here, I kind of want to go through all the lesser stuff before I get to expanding, so let's do this one. Now that Groger is once more in possession of his crystal ball, nothing can be hidden from him. The secrets of the enemy will be unveiled for all goats to see. 2,000% intelligence on every aspect of every country. Wait, so when I finish this focus, am I just gonna be able to see everyone's data? Whoa, worrisome news. Princess Twilight Sparkle was sipping her morning coffee while reading the news. Oh yeah! She was at one of our presentations. She frowned as she saw an article talking about a famed archaeologist who had gone missing. While the desert of Azir was still fresh in her mind, she spotted another tiny article talking about it. There was a brief summary of strange rumors coming out of the region with nothing substantial to support them. But it was an odd coincidence that these rumors had appeared around the same time when the archaeologist had gone missing. Could there be a connection? Perhaps she was just being paranoid, but part of her wanted to investigate the matter. Maybe there's something more to this. I focus complete. I'm about to right-click Equestria right now. Let's see. Oh, I can see everything. That's their exact naval composition and aircraft to the number. Dude, this isn't OP at all. This is insane, dude. This isn't OP at all. Okay, next thing. Let's do the power of crystals. Magical crystals are raw, concentrated magical energy often found in nexuses of natural ley lines. Goats were the first race to discover their true potential and also learn how to artificially create them by condensing the magical essence of sapient creatures. Okay, let's do this. What the heck? Rebirth. Randy had worked as Ironwell's assistant for many years, and before that, he had lived with his family as a citizen of Asterion. Now, however, he had fulfilled his destiny and started a new life in Tambelon, the ancient capital of goat kind. His father had told many myths about it before he died, yet none of them could quite prepare him to live there. Goats were everywhere, living alongside monsters and slaves who fulfilled all mental jobs and assisted their masters whenever needed. Randy would never have to be anyone's assistant ever again. This thought made him bleat quite happily. Randy decided to put his organization skills to use and became a manager. He would assign tasks for slaves to fulfill and helped organize the running of society in Tambelon. While goats saw him as an outsider, they knew he was one of the 6 who had participated in the ritual to liberate Tambelon and was thus deeply respected. The feeling of a job well done was enough of a reward for him, a productive member of society. Oh my god, I can see the location of airplanes and where navies are docked. There's no way. Oh, I just realized Groger, the father of monsters. In a long-forgotten primordial age, I, Groger, the flesh-bending master of goat kind, unleashed an unspeakable evil. I gave life to the foulest of creatures and allowed them to to run wild, taking what they wanted and destroying the rest. My reign was a glorious, fear-soaked epoch of darkness. But a foolish pony warrior called Gusty stepped forth to oppose me. She stole my bewitching bell. With it, it tore open a portal into another dimension, then flung me and the capital of Tambelon into the realm of darkness. The remaining goats lost control of the monsters and our reign came to an end. They were slaughtered en masse, with the few survivors scattering across the world. Their magical powers and intelligence greatly diminished now that no one feared them anymore. Yet not all goats forgot about their heritage. The father of monsters has returned and the world trembles in terror. This is a legend that's been passed down 5,000 years. What is Awaken the Titan? Before there was time, before there was anything, there was nothing, and before there was nothing, there were monsters? Only one has survived this primordial age, tamed by Groger to be the guardian of Tambelon. Ever since the banishment, it has slept beneath the sands, yet it should now be awakened. Spawns a Titan? Is this a division? Oh, Twilight's investigation. Hi, Twilight and Rarity having a nice chat. Oh my god, it's so friendly. This feels so weird, surrounded by the literal most demonic nation we've ever played. Oh, I think they're in the archaeologist's house. Okay, Rarity found his final survey at Azir. Oh, and there was a sketch of the crystal ball. Okay, now they're onto something. That is, am I going to eventually be at war with Equestria? That'll be a sick war, especially after I conquer the whole continent. Yeah, they were not kidding when they said this was a world conquest tree. Dude, we had so many wars to do. Oh, more lore of the old ways. Oh, okay, there's gonna be events about each of the 6 goats now. Okay, this one's about Abram. Abram's life had been simple, consisting of eating newspapers that had contained forbidden material. Yet now in Tambelon, he could not continue working as an editor. There were no newspapers. Life in general was very strange in Tambelon, and every goat spoke ancient goatish. Oh, he's gonna go work at the archive now. That's pretty cool. Good for you, Abram. No goat left behind. Okay, awaken the Jade Sentinel. What are you? Monstrous equipment? Isn't this the same thing that the dragons have? It's a single 2-width. I don't think that's what You know what? For comedy's sake, this is the new model. So what is the stat? 910 soft attack? Oh, the stats are crazy. Wait, it's a 10 width? How is this thing so chunky? It's not even equipped. We have no monstrous stuff. Can we fix that? What is crack the whip? Oh no. The father created a society without work where all goats were free to pursue the arts of magic. This utopia was built on the backs of an ocean of worthless slaves. The zebras and camels who settled the desolate lands of former Tambelon seem to have forgotten their distant past as slaves of goat kind. They shall receive a grim reminder of their true purpose. This focus tree is insane, dude. Craft crystal armor, and I get Tambelon slave workshops as a material manufacturer. Oh, that's where Bray and Shanty came from. There, we got new generals, guys. Oh my god, all my generals have lore. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not reading that. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my god, the Butcher versus an imbecile? Oh, okay, this guy's just stupid. Yeah, let's pick the not stupid guy. Okay, so you're telling me the field marshal can hold up to 7 generals, but the general could only hold 8 divisions. The missing goat. Twilight and Rarity interviewed his neighbors. When the two asked about the last time they had seen him, they all mentioned the same curious detail, a strange sound similar to multiple goats bleeding, which had come from his apartment. Okay, so they know about the gathering of the 6. Fluttershy had once met an assertivist trainer known as Ironwill, who had hired several goat assistants. Yeah, this is the person who, what's his name, in charge of Randy. Twilight decided to send a telegram to Asterion asking him if he could provide them with any useful information. Turns out he could. A response soon arrived. Randy had gone missing after meeting with a certain pony archaeologist. Why were the goats interested in some desert ruins that had been recently found? Twilight realized that there was only one way to find out. She'd have to visit the ruins in person to uncover their mystery with the help of her friends. I would not do that if I were you. Oh no. Okay, crack the whip done. The natural order. Oh, this is about our old leader. Tin Zyna couldn't help but feel helpless. Out of nowhere, the demonic goats had appeared from the desert, accompanied by terrifying beasts. There was little they did to resist, and those brave ones who did quickly perish. His people, the folk of Azir, were driven out of their homes and herded like cattle into a vast dark city which appeared like a desert mirage. They were forced to work, no matter the rank. They were all equal in slavery now. Tin Xenon had been a slave once, and he had sworn to never be one again. Oh, Xenon tried to lead a slave uprising. A terrible slaughter began. Zebras screamed as they were torn apart by claws and teeth and eaten alive. The following day, the rebellious slaves returned to the workshops. Their body had been biomancically modified. Mouths had been replaced with small feeding holes, and their rear legs had been removed. Dude, I have no mouth that I must scream. I was just thinking that. And we now have 100% stability. All right, what do we do next? Let's do flesh and bone. Goats ruled the world with the might of amalgamated monsters made by binding the flesh of various animals into superior constructs. Dude, how far had dark magic gotten? Yet more monsters need to be made to rebuild the might of goat kind. The creativity here is on a new level that I've never seen before. The new ways. This one's about Rachel. The city seemed to live in the medieval age. Why would machines machines be needed when slaves and monsters did all the hard work? Despite the father's warning, in the dark of the night, she secretly collected scrap metal and began assembling things in her room. One day, a group of goats broke into her room accompanied by a lumbering mall dwarf. Before Rich could do anything, the creature used its large claws to smash everything she had assembled. The lesser races have poisoned your mind with this nonsense about machines and technology. Do you really think you could hide something from our father? Craft things with living flesh instead of lifeless metal. Invent new creatures, not machines that cannot think or feel. She can be healed from her sickness. That's kind of sad, but there's nothing you can do about it in here, can you? Oh my god, Tambelon slave workshops. Oh, I get monstrous equipment every week? Why didn't I get this sooner? A lost art. Groger entered the vast vault beneath Tambelon. The many creatures imprisoned there sensed his presence and went silent in an instant. He kept walking and entered into the lower levels where his previous creations were kept, but the most beautiful creatures were the successful ones. He was especially proud of Hydras, a creature he had made to rival his ancient enemy, the dragons. Wait, so your ancient enemy is these guys down here? Now it was time to release many of these captive monsters and to put the animals to use. The world would learn to fear goats again. Art shall be made again. Spawns a division of manticores. New decisions. 3 creature templates. What are manticores? What? They're paratroopers! Okay, not as crazy as the Titans, but still, we have a new division. Okay, let's put Goat in charge of you. Oh my god. Oh, what the heck? Biomass? This is a new currency? Biomancy as an art has been forgotten by the disgusting lesser races, and even the goats have to relearn its secrets. Oh, this is how we make new divisions? Oh, I want to make a Hydra. Let's make a Hydra division. Oh, we can multiply the biomass for political power? Heck yeah. Okay, Hydras. Oh, look at those 3-headed monsters. These divisions are decent, still not as good as the Titans, so we can't train divisions, but we can summon them. Okay. The slave soldiers of darkness. During his exile to the realm of darkness, Groger enslaved a barbaric race known as Troggles. These savages have proven themselves to be capable warriors, yet are too weak-willed to rebel against their new masters. Groger is in need of loyal servants to command his monsters, so the Troggles shall fulfill this duty. 3 new generals. All right. Wait, what are chimeras, dude? There's 4 species in our armies. Chimera. What is that? Okay, this one has hella soft attack. Hydras have hella hard attack and breakthrough, but I don't think anything can beat this Titan division, dude. Oh my god. Oh wait, Hydras are special forces? Oh my god, Hydras are marines? A desert expedition. Oh, all the main cast is here. The 6 ponies looked ahead and saw a large creature rapidly approaching. It did not look like a mirage. As the creature got close enough, it spread its wings and took flight. It soared above them, covering the sun, and then dived. That's a manticore. She created a magical force field around the group. The manticore slammed onto it and immediately started clawing at it, roaring ferociously. The manticore. After a moment, the 6 recovered from the initial shock. What is a manticore doing out here in the Zebrica? Oh, Twilight tried using friendship. Yeah, that didn't work. Thanks, Applejack. Applejack nodded and pulled out a gun. Why is that funny? Oh shoot, dozens of beasts were approaching, creating a dust storm with their paws, claws, and wings. It was a terrifying sight, and the ponies' eyes widened when they saw it. Twilight gulped. Looks like we're going home early, girls gallop. Okay, we finally got some main cast lore onto this. Very nice. We actually have some sort of connection to the main MLP. All right, let's see these new generals, how they compare to our old ones. They're not too different. I might use this Krog guy over Gary. Oh my god, I just realized the Jade Sentinel is at veteran status. The sermon. Okay, Gore. Friends, we have all gathered here today to celebrate the return of the All-Father and the remaking of the old order of the world. It is a joyous occasion, and we ought to pay our respects to the Father for all the good things he has done for goat kind. He who led us down the path of now and forever, he who tore down the gates of Tartarus, he who creates new forms of life to serve us, he who taught us the secrets of biomancy. With unwavering faith in our victory, we shall one day stand triumphant. Praise be Goger the All-Father. Okay, I really want to hold off all the expansion trees for now. Let's do when pigs fly. Goats cannot fly and have no desire to do so. A new kind of creature must be designed to counter this crude mockery. You know what? Something tells me, even though we have this plus 2000% intelligence buff, we still can't see what the Dread League is. Yep, we still can't see what the Dread League's doing. These two will never change. I already know it. All right, a setback. The unfortunate truth was that they alone could do little to investigate the desert. At least they had learned that something was seriously wrong. The Zebrica desert was usually largely devoid of life, but now it was teeming with all kinds of monsters like the Everfree forest itself. No, Twilight. No, your plan is not to use a plane, dude. The focus I'm doing right now. She began to write a letter to the Equestrian Air Force. course. Fresh blood. Okay, this one's on Oscar. A new batch of slaves had arrived in Tambelon, freshly harvested from a distant conquered settlement. This was a regular occurrence, as slaves died regularly in Tambelon. They were watched over by a hungry pack of bugbears and several goats. One of the goats was Oscar. As the slaves were put to work, he spoke to them in their language. I hope you all understand the importance of this work you are doing. Our father requires many monuments dedicated to his eternal glory. You heathens, of course, think this is nonsense, that your work is unimportant, but this couldn't be further from the truth. The more he is glorified, the stronger he becomes. Dude, it's so weird seeing he and him capitalized. Okay, Oscar, for reasons I'm not reading this aloud. I just ate, okay? I am starting to fear the sub-ghosts will never accept Groger as their father. Maybe it's not inevitable after all. Perhaps the path of now and forever is flawed? He frowned in thought and turned around to leave. The other ghosts looked at him in confusion. You know what? Yeah, let's occupy someone. Let's go to war with the Central Zebrican Empire. Alright, the first war of these absolute monstrosities, dude. I want to see how OP the Titan is, especially against the Zebrican divisions. Oh, here they come. Poor guys, dude. Poor guys. Visual evidence? Twilight Sparkle sat in the library inside her crystalline castle, obsessively conducting research about monsters, goats, and the Sahara Desert. Slowly but surely, the pieces were slotting together, but something was still missing. Urgent mail from the Equestrian Air Force. The recon mission over the Sahara Desert had been a success. She looked through the photographs one by one. Most of them depicted various sand dunes, but then her eyes widened and she gasped. In one image, she saw a great city with wall upon wall, battlement upon battlement, black, immeasurably strong mountain of iron, gate of steel, tower of adamant. Celestia must be informed immediately. Oh, here we go. Watch this be some continent on continent battle or something, like the Changeling and Equestria peace out to deal with me or something. Oh, here we go. Okay, let's see. This thing just became fully equipped. Okay. Oh my god, that was like a 2-hour battle. Begin the harvests! The easiest way to gain units of biomass is simply harvesting it from nature. Oh my goodness. There will be no lack of animals to capture as they have multiplied greatly since the banishment. Okay. Unlocks biomass harvest decision on annexed states. We are gonna turn these people into fuel. Dude, this is just sad, dude. I'm just allowed to walk in. They get annihilated. 2 days? How long is this gonna take? 1 day. We're overrunning this division. That is so sad. Oh my god. And this thing doesn't take supply damage. It's literally broken. Oh, a vision. Okay, Giles. Giles the shaman still clung to the ways taught by his buffalo teacher who had shown him the ways of the rainbow crow. One day, Giles ventured into the desert with all the necessary ingredients for his ritual. He sat down atop a dune and used a magic crystal to focus the sun's ray of light into a bowl of dried hallucinogenic plants. He saw a world where the natural order had triumphed. He saw cities in ruins, lesser races being herded by countless monsters, and goats ruling over it all. But then gunfire and explosions. There was an ambush. The monsters fell and the herd began to riot. Order crumbled. Then he saw a gargantuan mountain of skulls of all kinds of shapes. On top of the mountain was the skull of Groger. He panicked, awoke from his trance. He stood up and galloped back to Tambelon. Oh, that's concerning. Anyways, these guys are about to die. Bye-bye. Okay, you know what? I think we can just... Oh, wow, what timing? What timing? Another purge crusade is happening in the north. Why does the Central Zebrican Empire have a strategic bomber in its arsenal? Alright, next focus. Let us... Oh, all roads lead to Tambelon. With fresh slaves acquired, it is time to rebuild some of these lost roads. Oh, a dangerous plan. Somehow Grogar returned, Twilight stated. Grogar, Princess Celestia asked with a frown. Gusty the Great stories prove that military force is useless against Grogar. The only way to defeat him is by striking at the source of his power directly. Another villain to defeat. Yep, we're about to get declared war on by Equestria, and they're about to have a massive buff. And there goes the Central Zebrican Empire. Nice. So I'm pretty sure... Oh, wait, we can get some, nice condensed magical energy. Oh, wait, what the hell? Hold on. We have to kill the local populace and turn them into crystals? Brother. Oh my god. We can actually just turn people into biomass with these decisions, dude. Oh, we are going to make so many divisions. The Titan wants a medal? Yeah, you can get a cross of heroism. None of them have supply use. It is meaningless. I can put them in the middle of nowhere and they would regain supply immediately, dude. Okay, Oscar. Oh, okay, so I guess we're done with the 6 goats and now we have more exterior events. Oscar stood in a shadowy alley waiting for a watchful crocodile to pass by. Once it was gone, he peeked out into the streets looking for someone. I'm glad you could come, Giles, Oscar whispered. No way. The Eternal Doctrine. How is the recruitment going? Have you spread the word? More and more goats are becoming convinced of the righteousness of our cause. Is this a rebellion? Are these two setting up a rebellion? Sounds similar to the path of now and forever. It is our own interpretation of the path. I am certain that with enough support, our father can be convinced to follow our guidance. Let us us discuss the formation of the Purification Council. Okay, might and magic. Now that a new generation of biomancers is being trained, goats shall regain their position as the mightiest mages the world has ever known. The lesser races will be punished for their hubris and taught a lesson of humility which will not be forgotten. Oh, we haven't trained any flying pigs yet. Wait, I want to see this. Where are the flying pigs? I can't summon them? That's bugged. I keep pressing the button and they're not spot. That is so weird. Okay, I know I can spawn the other 3 though, so yep, thank you. Oh, look at that arsenal. That's incredible. Oh, this is so cool. It's like we're the bad guys of a fantasy game. You know what I mean? We're one of those people of Umbrella and Resident Evil. We're Wesker. We're the one making all these viruses for the protagonists to fight. Infiltration. There was a bright flash as 6 ponies and a young dragon appeared inside an empty room. Why did they bring Spike with them? Okay. They infiltrated Tambelon and now they're gunning it for Groger. Before almost getting caught, now they're teleporting again. Okay, a prisoner. This is the continuation of the last event. They just napped a random guy off the street. Now tell us where to find Groger and we'll let you go. The Troggo laughed and the ponies glanced at each other in confusion. I wish to fall into thine trap. Why else wouldn't I walk alone? My name is Drog. You captured one of our generals? My folk were enslaved by the most vile Groger, so not all of us are loyal to him. Without me, thou shalt be captured most certainly. He knelt before them. I am thine servant. Screw you, man. Come on. I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, but like, yeah, so does that mean he's no longer a general? That's exactly what it means. He's gone. Close call. Drog led the ponies and the dragon throughout the city, of carefully evading the Troggo patrols, goats, or wandering monsters. He seemed to be very familiar with the city's layout and knew which routes were safest. Ah, there you are, Drog, one of the Troggos said, speaking the brutish language of the Troggos, which the ponies did not understand. It seems you've captured the intruders. Good to see you, Krog. Okay, yeah, I don't understand how you're talking to Krog when Krog is currently on the Marejip front line. Looks like Drog lied to us to get us out of trouble. Who knows if he's lying to us too? Oh god. Secret passage. So Drog managed to sneak us by that patrol and now we're somewhere in front of the stone brick wall. Drog glanced around himself and then touched a brick on the wall. It moved and a secret door opened. You can find Groger here if you follow the map. He took out a scroll from his pocket and gave it to Twilight. How do we know this isn't a trap? Rainbow asked. He's still one of Groger's cronies. Thou must trust me. This is our only hope of victory. We have to take a leap of faith and keep trusting him despite his background, and even if it is a trap, I'm sure we'll get out of it. The Heart of Darkness. The dark tunnel led deeper and deeper beneath the earth. It was still eerily silent and there were no signs of life. Twilight closely looked at the map Drog had given her. We should be entering some kind of large room now, she said. Her horn shone brighter, revealing they were now inside a huge vault full of cells. The silence was broken by a large cacophony of hundreds of animals and monsters who had been imprisoned there. We can free them all once we've defeated Groger. That's why we have to keep going. Dude, how long is this event chain? The Father. After leaving the prison vault, the 7 kept going, following Drog's map. I think that's the gate to Groger's hiding place. Twilight narrowed her eyes while her friends braced themselves for a fight. Took you long enough, Groger said. He walked to the crystal ball. I can see anything I want, but I have to know where to look. I am lucky I heard the noise coming from my beloved creations, which alerted me to your disgusting presence. Beloved creations? They look miserable in their cramped cells. They love me as much as my people do. To them, I am a hero, but to you, I am the bad guy. His black horns shone brightly. Oh my god, the prelude. The entire room was illuminated as bolts of raw magic struck at the ponies. Twilight's horn shone as well, and a purple shield formed around them, deflecting the energy. What? You were able to repel my spell? That required immense amounts of magic. You are no longer filth. You are a threat. Threat deserves greater attention than filth. My faithful 6, come and help me get rid of them. Twilight wants reason. Okay. The purpose of this path is to prevent any race from ever using the secrets of mind control magic to dominate others. A domineering mind requires lack of fear. Through fear, Goatkind and all other races will never endure the horrors of mental domination ever again. You are very lucky it did not happen during my absence. What we are doing is terrible, but is it wrong? No, it is necessary. There must be another way. There is not. There is only the path of now and forever, and now you will die. Oh no, we can choose. Oh, I'm saving. Hold on, let me save. I'm going to assume here that either they win or we win. For episode's sake, I'm gonna say we win. Pyrrhic victory? Groger was panting heavily. How do you ponies always manage to be the most troublesome nuisance? Twilight was laying on the ground, barely conscious and struggling to breathe. Just as Groger was about to unleash his magic, hundreds of Troggles streamed inside the throne room. What? I did not summon you here. Stand down. Drog was at the front. We shan't listen to thy orders no more, vile tyrant, he said. My people shall free themselves through death or victory. Groger blasted Drog with his magic, killing him instantly. Great. Fantastic. Okay. Well, that general's gone forever. The other Troggles attacked or fled, but fell one by one, unable to fight against the magic of the goats. But when the dust settled, Groger realized something terrible. And the ponies were gone. Yeah, they probably teleported away again. Might and magic complete. Time for the reign of horror. What made goats so weak and pathetic after Grogu's banishment was the fact that no one feared them any longer. Goat kind can only regain their lost might by waging a war of terror upon the disgusting sub-goat races. Various actions now increase fear factor. Higher levels unlock new, more powerful spells. Oh, we've lost the battle. Twilight slowly opened her eyes and saw nothing but light brown sand. Some strange buzzing sound had awoken her up, but she couldn't see the source. The source of the buzzing sound seemed to have come from above. It was an equestrian airplane, the same one that had flown them above the city. It continued to fly above Tambelon in case they needed evacuation. She then walked up to her friends who were slowly regaining consciousness. Did we lose? No, the battle has only begun. They may have lost the battle, but not the war, which is definitely incoming, just saying. Oh shoot, Rain of Blood. Oh, look at all that. Oh, so this is Biomancy, so we can use magical power and the fear factor for stuff. So the Rain of Blood just takes away 50% stability from all of our neighbors. That's just dumb, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I need any of that. Oh wait, except for this one. That one looks pretty cool. I'm also gonna get some more monstrous equipment right over here. Reign of Horror, we got it now. Oh, now every time we do this, it increases our fear factor. Okay. Okay, the final thing before expansion. For whom the bell tolls. The bewitching bell is an immensely powerful, indestructible artifact forged in the fires of Tartarus countless millennia ago. The bell acts as a magical capacitator, being able to store immense amounts of energy that must be drained from external sources, such as the lesser races of the world. More decisions, this time for magical draining on annexed states. I love how we're literally a god, but if someone looked at us from like a super broad point of view, they'd see 12,000 manpower and 0 factories and be like, this is the easiest fight ever. The bell tolls is complete. Let's look at our decisions. Nothing yet. I assume they're gonna pop up somehow. Okay, but that's everything we need. Now, time for expansion. I think we're gonna go ahead and start on the Nile and take out Mergypt. Wait, we have planes in stockpile? Are these just stuff we stole from the Central Zebrican Empire? Oh, that's where they went. These are fighter wings. 2,000 flying pigs will now rule the skies. That's like a quarter of the continent. What is that range? So that's where they went. All right, here we go into the Nile. Oh, we're losing? Oh, nope, we're winning. Okay, we're good. All right, aggressive assault, and yeah, they're screwed. Oh, they lost half their equipment in like 3 seconds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is just a bloodbath. It's a bloodbath. I'm sorry, dude. I am so sorry. Well, now I can just sit here in F9 and watch as I spread. What division was that? Y'all saw that. What was that? How fast are you? This is the average pace for a division. I don't understand. This is just so satisfying. Like, I might just make the whole video a compilation of this. Well, they're about to die, so let's go to Bray's homeland, which is... Oh, the donkeys. Oh, march to the sea. The goats finally saw something that was unfamiliar sight to those who live in Tambelon for their entire lives. The ocean, as I take the Mergypt capital. A vast expanse of shimmering blue water. Goats, of course, are not particularly good at swimming, but the same cannot be said for many creatures who spent their entire lives underwater, like the sea serpent. We can now have sea monsters. What are they? Sea serpents. Oh, they're ships. No way. I love this. This is honestly so cool. I'm not even a fantasy guy. I'm gonna be honest. I really was never into any form of fantasy game. The most fantasy I've ever played was like Street Fighter. That's how much I actually don't like fantasy. Oh, there goes Mergypt, and we don't even get a piece to it. We just annex them. And we have a land warfare facility. What can I even do? Can I even recruit a scientist? I can, but like, what is he gonna do? What can be researched? Nothing, because we can't research anything. I guess I'll just demolish it. I don't know why I hired that guy. Oh shoot, I just realized we declare war on all of them. Okay, we cannot cover that front line, so we're going to pull back to right here while we get our sentinel to garrison this tile right here. Very stable defense, don't you agree? Oh, this front right here is about to become a multinational massacre, dude. Okay, there we go. And yeah, watch them march in. All of them. All 4 countries marching in at the same time. And they stop immediately because they're out of supply. What peasants, bro. What? Oh, and the sentinel's holding off completely well. Wait, so if I were to try and do that, yep, that works. I know that works. But then if we do this... Oh, nope, nope, they got out. Hold up. No, no, I will not allow you to leave. You cannot leave. Okay, you know what? That's good enough. Well, goodbye. Since we don't take supply penalties at... What the hell are you doing? I just saw that. We got a factory and it got instantly deleted. Oh my goodness. Oh my god, we can pillage them for biomass. All right, let's start that navy. I want to see this real quick. Oh, there's submarines? That's kind of cool. And there's Shanty. All right, let's put you guys on exercise. And now magical power. Okay, that makes sense. For now, we'll just purge them of all the biomass they have, which is essentially going to be unlimited at this point. Oh my bejesus. Gimme, 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 gimme. That is so much stuff. Oh my god, dude. Okay, that's 5 more submarines for the navy and 6 more divisions for the army. Oh, and 1,000 more planes for the air force. Well, there's nothing for me to say anymore. I'm just gonna let the video run and you guys can just watch me conquer stuff. In the rocky Abyssinian mountains, the goats discovered another of their old creations, the Stingtail. It was a reptilian creature with a strong tail which it used to throw rocks over long distances to hunt its prey. Hold up, let me get enough biomass so I can make one of these Stingtails. Okay, so as I harvest the entire biomass of a whole region of this continent, let us now see what these slingtails are. Slingtails, those things look like triceratopses. Oh, it's anti-air! No way! Dude, I love this. This is so cool, seeing all these different species come together. Terror of the skies. When the goats first saw one, they could not believe their eyes. A living rock soaring across the sky, its wings spread wide. It was an enormous carnivorous bird of prey that had once been created by Groger. Rocks are fearsome creatures that have iron-sharp claws, capable of tearing apart the pathetic flying machines of the sub-goat races. Soon enough, the skies will belong to the goats once again, a fine addition to the collection. Yeah, Twilight, I think you have other issues to deal with right now. More than one, actually. Oh, right, it's a plane. That's a lot of planes. Rocks. It's Cass! Yes! Alright, give me all that. I don't care who you are. Just give me... Oh my god. How many divisions did I just spawn? Actually, let's start with planes. How many planes did I just spawn? Oh my god! That's 3,000 more of those guys and 300 more of those guys. How many divisions did that spawn? 12! Yeah! Okay, we got this in the bag. A pet peeve. While scouring the cold mountains in the Zebrica south, one of the goats spotted a wild bugbear foraging berries in the woods. They have impressive strength and size, which, along with their 6 limbs, allows them to carry other monsters over great distances if necessary. Just realized how overpowered these submarines are. Look at those stats! No way, the Arcturian Order lost? And the Changeling Lands won! Oh, now every continent's gonna have a genocidal maniac! I just realized the focus tree's in the shape of a goat. That's a goat. It looks weird because it's expanding, but also because it's the shape of a goat.
Oh, Dreadleague, let's go!
The biggest issue about this nation, I'm gonna say, is that even though they're so powerful, there's two things that you should consider. One, time. Eventually, the AI will have enough technology to actually defend against you. And two, if you don't have enough monstrous equipment from these decisions, you're screwed. Because your divisions become hella weak when you have both of those factors combined. Grandfather of the Desert. As the goat biomancers led their monstrous armies through the deserts of what the lesser races call Zerantia, they encountered an old monster variant which Groger had once created, the Tatzel worm. The worms were perfectly adapted to the desert and were ravenous by nature. Let's go! Ooh, okay, so these like dune worms kinda? Those are some really bad stats, but the desert fighting, yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, the final 3 enemies are right in front of me. I have been sitting here for basically the whole day, just invading people. But now I'm just trying to build up my Sea Serpent Navy to invade these islands. I'll see y'all at the end. Oh my god. That's all of them. We got all of them. We are the masters of Zebrica. I expected that to go so much faster, but because of how much equipment we're lacking and how slow we can get it, this is just beautiful, man. That took me so long. It's the next day again. I started recording this on Friday, but now it's Sunday. Why? Because right when I conquered Zebrica, I literally did my outro thinking it's over, but then I get a DM from my boy Connoisseur and it's like, hey, do you know there's more? I thought this was just some funny meme. I didn't think I'd actually have to conquer the whole map. Oh yeah, and speaking of the whole map, yeah, so y'all probably knew about Changelingia. If you guys saw any lag spikes during the time lapse, it's because they were setting up all their protectorates. But what I didn't expect is not only did the Dread League fail, Achelia took over all of Griffonia. So now we're just the three masters of our continents. It is 10:21. You guys probably understand why I decided to do my outro, right? Thank God bro told me, or else I would have started editing. Oh yeah, also I picked up this sheep person. I forgot where I got you. I think it was on Zerantia, like over here, I think. What the hell is about to happen when I unpause the game? All right, you know what? Let's see. There's an event, right? There has to be something that pops up. Oh my God. Oh, it's the resistance that Oscar and Giles set up. The Doctrinal conflict. Oscar and Giles entered Groger's throne room and immediately prostrated themselves in front of him and kissed the stony floor. As Oscar stood up, he explained, Giles received a vision of the future, and I saw signs of that future with my very own eyes. The path of now and forever is doomed to repeat the past. The lesser races will rise up against slavery and once again try to eradicate us. It is inevitable. What alternatives do you propose? The Eternal Doctrine. A new philosophy to save goat kind from extinction and stagnation. Instead of enslaving the sub-goats, we simply exterminate them all. With all other sapient life eradicated, we can then live in eternal peace. You have a point, yet this decision will affect all of goat kind, so I cannot make it alone. Prove the superiority of your doctrine through force. I will step back and allow you to sort out your differences with those who follow the path. You promise to make goats stronger, then do so and defeat those who stand in your way. If you win, I will accept your proposal. If not, well, you'll be too dead to worry about it. Oh my, yo, hold on. Wait, this choice is actually really difficult. Do we go straight up Terminator? You know what? I bet you guys want me to do the Eternal Doctrine. So you know what? I'm doing it. We're doing the Eternal Doctrine. Tambelon will be known as Eternal Doctrine, changes national new focus tree. Oh, hey, why is the game froze? Oh, don't tell me it's a Civil War. Oh no, it's a Civil War, isn't it? Oh no. Oh! It's a civil war. The continent is split in half, dude. Wait, this is actually kind of cool. Oh, wait, nope. I lost my field marshal and half my units. That's a problem. I guess now we have to fight for our own doctrine, dude. Oh, hold on. This front line's actually really interesting because the whole front line is choke points. There are 4 choke points on this front line, so we got to defend all of them. Okay, so obviously the main front's going to be here. So let's grab a goat here and put him here. And we'll distribute the other guys among the other choke points like so. But what we're going to do is that the only point of offensive will be in the center. Let me make sure that the whole air force is on him. Oh, wait, focus tree. Relocate the council. Tambelon is not safe. Once relocation is complete, commence execution of the original plan. Live so you may cleanse. Government. Oh, we only kept half our guys. You're kidding me. The other 3 guys I put in charge are gone now. Yo, look at that portrait though. Yeah, definitely better than their portrait. That looks like crap. Okay, let's unpause. I'm actually going to commentate on this war too. A new base of operations. Oscar, Giles, and Gore were seated around the table in silence. Once we inevitably prove the superiority of our pure doctrine, they will see the error of their ways and surrender. United, we win. Moves capital to Pulalap renamed to council headquarters. Where is that? Here? Oh, I actually don't like that, but you know what? Okay. Wait a minute. We don't have any of this core, do we? Where's their capital? That means the same thing happened to them. You're kidding me. Oh my god. They stole half our navy too. In order for us to win, we need to take their council headquarters. And I think that also means we have to kill the other half of the goats. Oh no. Oh, that was the point of all the events that talked about the 6 goats. They talked about how there was kind of a split because half of them were leaned towards the Eternal Doctrine while the other half were affected by modern changes, so they are more towards the path of now and forever. See, I dissect this stuff. I am into all of the hidden details. Speaking of which, look at our flag and look at the focus tree. That's awesome. Oh, I just realized some of these icons are freaky. What is that? Begin the death march. Use any means available to ensure no one survives. Only a world with a single sapient race will know peace and freedom. Purification decision unlocked. What does that even mean? Okay, there's nobody on this front line. I wonder if I can just sneak around them. That might actually work because their divisions, like ours, have no equipment in them. Oh my god, dude, the AI is getting smarter, man. I don't like it, but you know what? It kind of works. I will say though, the moment the monsters get encircled, it's very easy to kill them. Like, extremely easy. Look how fast they just melt. Wait, what? The Alliance of Free Races? Nations outside of Zebrica at first outright ignored strange news coming out of the Zebhara Desert. Then, as Tambelon's monsters descended upon its neighboring nations, which were overran one by one, they grew concerned, but were too distracted by their own petty squabbles to intervene. However, as Tambelon kept expanding, more and more nations realized that inaction would lead to their own inevitable demise. Thanks to a group of certain ponies, a proclamation has now been declared. All remaining free races have banded together to stop Grogu before it is too late. While this has not brought peace to the continents of Equus and Griffonia, it doesn't mean the rest of the world now recognizes goat kind as a common threat to their freedom. They will do their best to cooperate and aim to liberate all of Zebrica from Tambelon's domination. Let them come? Oh my god, the whole world just declared war on us? There's no way. Yo, okay, I see you, game. Yeah, look at the faction map mode. I just realized. Civilian economy, there's actually no way. Without slaves, only goats remain to do all the required work. A single individual is nothing more than a single cell in a giant organism, yet the organism cannot exist without its cells. So we're just getting civilian economy now because we're out of slaves. Okay. Oh shoot, they broke the northern front. All right, let me get my fully equipped dude over here to start some encircling. Nice, let's go. Okay, so as long as there's at least a hole in the front line, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get some sort of kills off. Oh shoot, they're naval invading? Oh no. Oh shoot, that's Achillea. Oh no. I need to get rid of the other path as fast as possible. You know what? Screw it. Frontline order. Let's go. Oh yeah, okay, we're annihilating the center front. Okay, we need to get over here as fast as possible. Oh my god, we have factories now. Oh, what do I do with this information? I can go on war economy. Oh my god, Purify removes everything. Oh, we're getting destroyed by the Griffonians right now. That's a problem. I can't micro this. I'll just let the AI do its thing. Meanwhile, that's going on. I'm gonna spawn in more units to deal with these naval invasions because I can't, bro. I am out of equipment. I can only just spawn more guys in. I can only afford 6 divisions. We're screwed. Yeah, I can't. I just straight up can't do this. Is a disaster. What the betrayal? What do you mean Altragos have left and joined our enemy? I should have chose the other path. Oh my god, I put my sea serpents on convoy rating. Look what's happening. Develop Great Maws. A new kind of monster has been created. A large mouth with a digestive system attached to it. This will allow us to greatly accelerate biomass production. Let no one call us wasteful. Yeah, you know something's wrong with a changeling Achillea or invading Zebrica ruled by goats. I don't even know what's going on anymore. I don't have any forces to deal with their naval invasion. Look at the sea over here. Great Maws completed. What's next? Let them feed. Monsters had been trained to spare those creatures that accepted slavery. This is no longer an option. Any resistance movements will spend all their time fighting for survival. Monsters have preyed upon sapient creatures since primordial times. Why should the future be any different? New occupation law. I'm basically screwed at this point. I'm just gonna rush their capitulation. I need to. All you units, your goal right over here so we can naval invade their headquarters. This is disgusting. What am I doing? Yeah, I gotta hurry it up. I just need 1 unit over at their headquarters and we're good. And then I can turn all my forces towards the armored hordes. What is universal extermination? If you had not committed great sins, your gods will not have sent a punishment like this upon you. Removes everything from everywhere, becomes wastelands. We're doing it. Oh my god, look how much banishment we can do. That's gonna be so many nukes. I can't believe this guy's actually halfway through Aeslonia right now, dude. This is... We're almost there, come on. Okay, I need to get the Sea Serpent fleet ready. Shoot, I need to divert someone to a port so I can get my fleet over here. Okay, Leviathans. Sea Serpent design is becoming increasingly obsolete. Proceed with developing an improved underwater monster design. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him. We're making Stellaris creatures now. Okay, Trotabad, down. Okay, where's my navy? I need it. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Naval invade to here. Can I do that? I can do that. Are they abandoned? It's abandoned. Please be abandoned. It's abandoned. Please, 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 please. Okay, come on, come on. Hit it. It's over. It's over. Yes. Yes. Actually, a peace deal. This doesn't make any sense. Annex. Take navy. Come on, give me all my sea serpents back immediately. Boom! War over! End of the doctrinal conflict. Giles, Gore, and Oscar prostrated themselves before the Allfather, who sat upon his throne. We have defeated those who opposed our righteous doctrine and imposed our will upon all goat kind. Good, you have proven that your doctrine is not misguided by proving its superiority. Now we have a lot of work to do. There's around 750 million sapient creatures to kill. Every single one of them has potential to develop mind control abilities, but once they're all dead and gone, we can be safe forever. And what if a goat tries to use such magic? If a single goat proves themselves capable of using that heinous magic, then I suppose we will have to exterminate ourselves too. It is the logical endpoint of your own doctrine, fool. Will you follow it or not? 3 hesitated, glanced at each other, then finally nodded, and now for the rest of the world. Broger is back, baby! And now time to fight the mechanical menaces that are over here. Oh my goodness. Look how many divs I lost in the fight, too. I just lost like a bunch of units. Why do we have so many factories? Okay, let's be glad that we know they won't have any supply, but how do we get our biomass up? Amalgamate Leviathans. Create Leviathan ship. Okay, what is a Leviathan? Oh my god, that's a lot of navies. Alright, I'm almost managed managing to organize some of the fronts. We just need to defend Tambelon to the last goat. Let's just give everyone weakness of the flesh. Yep, everyone. Every single, yep, all of them. I'm about to do the universal extermination thing. Hold on. How much biomass is that going to give if I do that? Oh, and all my divisions are fully supplied now. Great. Every time I look at the sea, all I see is this now. Like, holy cow. The enemy is already nearing 1 million casualties, all of it from convoy raiding, I think. Yeah, half the continent's already occupied. That's an issue. Yo, look at the Leviathan. Wait, that thing looks cool. If only I could find it. What? Oh, I found it. Oh my. New leaders for the monstrous army. Oh, we can get the 3 goats as generals. Bet. I was gonna say, we are running out of generals, and generals are stupid expensive. Dude, they are running out of so much attrition. I think it's best if we literally just hold in the desert because there's nothing else they can do. Meanwhile, I can't even pierce their modern tanks. Okay, yeah, see? Well, that's one hell of a battle. How many convoys is that? Oh, wait, this is impassable terrain up there. This might be a good encirclement. Please, come on, come on. Yes, we got it. Okay, kill. Meritocratic goatocracy. Goats who exemplify military genius must be promoted into commanding positions. Survival of the fittest is a simple, universal biological principle. It cannot be avoided or subverted. New advisors will become available. Oh, we did the universal extinction. Okay, how much biomass did that? Oh my... We're winning, guys. We're winning. It's official. We won. We won, guys. We actually won. We just gotta get enough political power now. We won. We actually won. Look how much there is. We're never gonna run out. We're genuinely never gonna run out. How many divisions is this gonna... Oh my god, we're out of political power. How many divs was that? 35, dude. We just need that over and over again, and we're actually winning. Okay, so if I'm not wrong, our goats are here. Yes! Okay, I need one of you guys promoted. Oscar, you're the guy who started all this. You can lead us. Okay, Gore, you need to defend the southern flank, while Giles, you can go over here and reinforce the Changeling front. I just spawned in some more ships too, didn't I? Where are they? Yeah, they're right here. I can't believe we just spawned 300,000 biomass out of nowhere. Look over here. These entire areas are gone. Look how clean this pocket is, dude. This is actually probably like the first good pocket this whole game. Against the Changelings, no less. This is not how I imagined fighting the Changelings. I thought I would do this next episode. All right, what's their total casualties at? That's a lot. That's a lot too. All right, renewed offensive against the Changeling. Let's go. Okay, we do have to be aware though. The closer we get to the coastline, the more divisions will show up because then they'll actually have supply. I'm gonna have to be here for another whole day, aren't I? Reverse engineered Titan biology. Titans are primordial creatures with alien biology. The single specimen available can be deconstructed and thoroughly copied. We can train Titans! I could have so much infantry walking around now. I just realized, why are we still called the Eternal Doctrine? Amalgamated Titan! Oh my god, it's so expensive! I don't even know what I'm doing over here in Lambette right now. I'm just encircling them. I don't even know how I am. Introduce Goatscription. Let's do it. I can't afford to just make Titans right now. I'm just gonna make everything. $4 million casualties already. Yep, we are cooking right now, except we're cooking in a defensive position, which isn't the best. Okay, repopulate the world. The goat population is currently estimated to be around 500,000. Restoring population to pre-banishment levels will take centuries at the current rate. Population growth needs to be accelerated by encouraging and supporting establishment and expansion of families. Yeah, this is the most innocent-looking icon on the entire focus tree. You know what? Screw it. I can already tell this is going to be a 4-day recording. I'm going to shut off the recording right now, get myself into a suitable position, and I'll come back when I can go on the offensive. Okay, yeah, that was kind of a lie. It's now 10:24. I swear to God I'm not cheating, but the reason I'm able to suddenly push so much is because of this. I don't know what happened. I think Achillea declared war on Nova Griffonia or something, but now Changelingia and Achillea are both at war with each other, and because of that, they have basically removed their entire armies from my front line. I'm gonna quickly liberate my entire continent, and then we're going straight for the Achillea mainland. Jeez, look at this. We've wiped out their navies so badly, or maybe it's because they're distracted over here, but it's completely green over here now. Oh, I still don't understand how we went from getting absolutely annihilated by a horde of metal to this complete comeback that makes it look like we're actually gonna win. Look at the ocean. Look at all the fleeing divisions that are just getting sunk. This is actually a bloodbath. Oh my god. Look how slowly the game's running on 5 speed now. That's how late it is in this game. The last division, and boom, that is every enemy division wiped off of the Zebrican mainland. It's actually only been a year since I started pushing. I'm surprised at how quick this was. Well, you know what's next. Oh, just in time for the Achilleans to get kicked out of Changelingia. I just put my navy on always engaged. That is a massacre right there. All right, we're going straight for the Carthaginian capital. Look how much biomass I needed to use to get over here. Almost 11 million casualties, and I haven't even invaded their mainlands yet. Dude, these Leviathans are OP. They're just sinking entire fleets. I just did another universal extermination. Oh, I'm back to where I started. And now I have an entire army group of just sentinels. I just realized the new biomancy spells I got. What is the white plague? We sunk 60,000 convoys? Alright guys, I think it's finally time to finish this. Launch the naval invasion. No more distractions. No more event reading. I will see all of you guys at the very end. Enjoy the montage. Let's do this. Whoa, hold on, I haven't taken out the Everfree Forest yet. What is this? It never ends. Grover looked up at a giant organic capillary tower that reached far above the clouds. Then he looked down at numerous gates of stone and crystal that were being constructed by goats. Eventually, he found the Faithful Three. The three bowed to him. The first experiments of space-borne monsters has been a relative success? What? We're going to space? They survived for several hours before suffocating and were able to reach great velocities. At this rate, we will reach our goals within a decade. The dimensional portals are nearing completion. By studying portals constructed by ponies, we were able to create replicas that function for several minutes before collapsing. Grover frowned. I've been a patent for millennia. A decade means nothing to me. But when we are ready, we shall sail to 1 billion worlds. We will sail until every light has been extinguished. Only then can the multiverse truly be saved from mental enslavement. Mountains of broken bodies beneath the... That's it! We did it! Game over! Let's go! That took so long! Oh my god! Okay, no, but seriously though, I'm gonna keep playing. I'm gonna take these guys out. Never mind, I can't push past the actual Everfree Forest. I'm just gonna end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I hope this video matches the expectations that you guys set. I know you guys have been hyping up this video for so long, and I hope the payoff was worth it. So, I told you guys at the beginning of this video that I have something to tell you at the end here, and here we go. Azir is not the last A nation. A few months ago, I asked you guys in a community poll whether or not I should play Breakaway Nations, and you guys said yes. So my number of countries just went from 150 to 165. I'm gonna be here forever. But that isn't all, actually. Next episode will actually be very special. I've decided to split this series into multiple parts, and next episode will be the end of part 1. What makes that different from a normal episode, you may ask? Well, for the end of part 1, I will be grabbing all of the countries from all of our previous episodes and putting them at the extent I left them at the end of their respective episodes on the map. So for example, my first episode was Aestlonia. Next episode, the map will show Aestlonia at the expanse that I put it at the end of the Aestlonia episode, and the same thing will apply for all of the other countries. There's really not much else to say. This has been an incredible secret path. I am not joking when I say it is now Monday. I started recording on Friday. This has been a 4-day recording. I have 7 hours of footage I need to go through now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Help me get to 2,000 subscribers. And I'll see you in the part 1 finale where I play the Breakaway Nation of the Aztlan Free State. See you then.